Hey, Todd, it's Todd Ault here. It is Risk On. It's episode 217. We are in England, Great Britain, the Queen. It's 9:09 here. 8 hours ahead of you, Jason. What's going on, buddy?
Not too much, man. Watching Jerome Powell unload the clip with a 50 basis point rip. You're seeing the market enjoy that. The question is, can the Fed slow inflation down without causing a recession? That's my question. Oh, sorry.
Well, I think the market thought maybe they could as they market ignited up incredible day today, which we'll have you cover, Jason, shortly. But it was a rip-roaring day today. I mean, did you see all the indexes today?
I did. I was looking mostly at the indexes and the precious metal tickers, individual tickers like AUMN, and the crypto tickers, along with oil tickers. I was focused on all those going into the closing bell.
Well, somebody must have known that we were going to have a legendary guy at Risk On, a legendary businessman, a legendary baseball player, because for some reason we have a flood of ticket sales at Risk On. That May 12th through the 15th, and we are here to announce that Alex Rodriguez will be the closing speaker. He may not have been a closing player. I mean, he did close out some games, right? But he wasn't a pitcher. But he's definitely going to close out Risk On. Damon Johns is going to close out Friday night. Damon John. We have Josh Altman, Anthony Scaramucci, Nicole Arbor, Thomas Lee, Bradley, Lee Steinberg, Charles Payne, Chris Wu, Greg Foss, Connor Daly, Aaron Schock, Mike Rock. You got Frank Albo. You got me and Jason. You got Crypto Joe. Let's roll the clip on Alex Rodriguez if this is possible. I don't know if it's about Alex, but we just signed Alex today. He'll be the guest speaker. He's the special guest speaker and the closer on Saturday night. And those of you in VIP, I believe we're having a dinner with him. I'll have to confirm, but I believe it's dinner with Alex Rodriguez. Let's go. Let's play the clip.
It's the Risk On Business Conference. We are launching a platform, the Risk On Business Platform. The speaker list continues to grow, and it is a business conference. You're going to learn stuff, you're going to earn stuff, you're going to make stuff, we're going to build stuff, we're going to break stuff. I priced this so that everyone could come and include your hotel room. Here in Vegas at the Paris Hotel, if you get there, you get $100 worth of Bitcoin. You get Closer School with Brad Lee for 1 year.
Call 844-4RISK-ON or go to riskonevents.com.
Hey, check out my social media, guys, and my podcast. You can reach me at Todd Ault on Instagram, Todd Ault the third on Twitter, and we're on YouTube. Obviously, you're watching that now, and we're also on. Where else are we on? We're on everywhere. We're on Snapchat. We're everywhere, but mainly update the market for us, because I got to tell you, I got long. Jason, to triple Qs. I got long Netflix at 191. I got long a bunch of stuff. I got long some Riot, by the way. Mm-hmm. We bought some Riot today in the hole. I bought some Mara in the hole. And we just had a rip-roaring day today. What an incredible day for us. Jason, let's cover the market real quick, because I got to tell you, we had a great trading day.
I figured you'd be in Marit, Riot, or CleanSpark, one or all of the three. Nice choice, in my opinion. Good swing trade. So, yeah, like you said, the market reacted positively. It looks like the Fed's going to keep unwinding that balance sheet. June 1st runoff, $48.5 billion per month. Unwind $95 billion thereafter the next 3 months. Just to give you some context, this is the first back-to-back rate hike announcement since 2006. And I will say that I think there will be more to come. It's just a matter of, can they stave off inflation for everyday Americans without causing the recession? We'll see. Needless to say, the Dow Jones finished up massively today, up 932 points, 34,061. That was a 2.82% increase, Todd. The NASDAQ up 3.19%, up 401, 12,964. The S&P was 4,300 plus 125, good for a 2.99% gain. Right now, Todd, as we talk, Bitcoin's making a run here on the 10-minute. 39,784 right now for Bitcoin. Ethereum 29.55. Obviously, commodities did surge with the rate hike. You're looking at another thing we have to worry about is the housing market. We'll get into that a little bit after. Oil 108 a barrel, Todd, up 5.53, 5% mover. Gold up 18.83, $12 move. Silver was up 42 cents, and copper is up 9 cents, $4.37. The bond market, the 2 years moving down swiftly, down 5%.
Bitcoin, a gnat's ass away from 40,000 earlier today. And I got to tell you, if I were a God-fearing man and I were praying on a daily basis, I would pray for the quiet period to end for me. Because as you know, I'm not allowed to buy any Nile. I'm not allowed to do anything until that we report the 10Q, which, you know, obviously the quarter ended March 31st. So unfortunately for me, I am in a quiet period and can't really do anything. Got no comment, not recommending anything. Don't buy Nile. You know, obviously that's not my suggestion, but I'd love the quiet period to be over because I see this, I see the market. I see things that are, you know, they're just some crazy stuff out there. And if I were Riot and Mara today, I would have thought, well, hey, next best thing to owning Bitcoin is owning the miner there. And so Riot and Mara were deeply discounted. At least Riot was on sale. I saw that someone recommended Riot with a $36 target. So I kind of had to trade it. But I got long the triple Qs the last couple of days, and boy, did that pay off today. I got to tell you, it seems like a relief rally to me off of the Fed getting a handle, maybe more a handle on inflation, and his comments about wages not spiraling out of control, I think was a positive. Did you read some of his comments at all, Jason?
I didn't read his comments, but I do know he's concerned. I mean, obviously they have to keep an eye on employment, labor workforce participation rates. They don't want to get into stagflation. That's a concern. I'll go back and listen to it. I've been busy. I'm doing stuff on my day job. But I do know that the trade deficit's another concern, Todd. The first time ever, of course, under this administration, but ever, the trade deficit over $100 billion, a 22% move the other way in March. I mean, that's a big concern as well. So a lot of indicators aren't that bullish for long-term success in the market. The DXY, the dollar, actually was down quite a bit today. So we'll see what happens with the dollar. The housing market's a huge concern. Interest rates are over 5%, some closer to 6%, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, the problem with the housing market is even if you're going to raise rates to slow it down, the problem is there's not enough supply, right? So you got a major issue in terms of supply, right? You got a major issue. And I don't know if there's anything you can do about that. What do you, I heard about the California governor issuing a executive order on crypto as the state embraces blockchain technology. What does that headline mean?
I'm not sure. What are they trying to do?
Well, I'll read it to you. Governor Newsom says that he ordered blockchain to align with the Biden administration's proposal in March. The directive spells out a roadmap for regulatory and consumer protections.
Huh.
The governor is calling for California to examine ways to use blockchains as a solution for state operations. I don't know what that means.
More government involvement.
It's interesting to me when you've had blockchain out this long and we're finally catching up. I guess that's the nature of regulation, right?
Yeah. I mean, New York's overregulating, in my opinion, right now. Their moratorium on Bitcoin mining. So that'll have an impact on other states. And will other states increase their welcome mat to crypto miners and initiate more regulatory easement? And if they'll be more friendly, like the state of Wyoming, for example, they've rolled out the red carpet to the crypto community. We'll see what happens with some of the other states here.
Hey, got a lot of positive feedback on the podcast with Alex Svetsky, the guy who founded one of the Bitcoin companies you can just buy Bitcoin on, Amber. And so I direct you guys to check out the podcast with I keep saying Dr. Alex Svetsky, but he's not a doctor, but he is the inventor of Amber. And I got a lot of positive feedback on that. I got a lot of positive feedback on Bitcoin Day weekly with Greg Foss. and we continue to have those. Jason, anything special you want to cover? Because I'm freezing here in England. I'm freezing outside, and I'm going to go inside after we cover sports with Randy. What's on your mind? Anything exciting?
Not a whole lot. Congratulations if you did some swing trades on some commodities like AUMN. Actually, you could have gotten AUMN 5 days ago under 40 cents, closed to 0.4674 today. That was easy 10 to 15% swing. Crypto tickers, like you said, Todd, Riot, CleanSpark, Mara, all nice swing trades. Not a whole lot going on.
We know that I bought some Qs the other day at 313 and 316. That was a big move. I added more to that today. Just for full disclosure, I traded out of the Qs. I traded out of Riot. These were all swing trades from the bottom.
Yeah,
I added to them. I just wanted to make some short-term money where I thought things were oversold. But the primary things we own have not really changed for us. We're prepared. Obviously, the big thing for us is at Nile is to make sure Turn On Green gets that audit filed so we can move forward towards that S1 and getting those shares, that special dividend of Turn On Green shares. That's what we're looking for. Want to get the merger done for Gresham Worldwide to merge with Giga. Those are the things that are important to us. So I've got my eyes focused. Now, one of the reasons why, and I see that Randy's up next. So hold on 2 seconds. One of the reasons why I'm in England is because we have a large investment, some $20 million, in a company called MTX International. Jason, what you call the pasta makers.
Correct.
They are they are machines that are gas plasma lasers that treat finishing and for fabric, and they do it in a way that's non-toxic. And we've been at this a long time. We've had some stops and starts here, but I'm in England. I tweeted out that today, and I've been able to see some of the lab stuff they installed, all the exciting things. And I brought Khalik along with me to do some filming. We're going to be sharing that. Khalik, come say hello. Hey, hi, Khalik. What's up, everybody? Hey, I brought Khalik along with me, and he's doing some filming of some of the installations at Meltham and what's it called? Breckenridge? Breghouse? Brighthouse. Is it Brighthouse? Brighouse. So Brighouse and Meltham have two machines that are owned by us. And then Pangaea installed the machine in Portugal. So we're just doing some filming of some stuff. And then once we get compliance approval, we'll be releasing some of that stuff. It's exciting. I mean, I saw the lab. It's exciting, but I'm not allowed to talk about it, where it's located. It's I'm sworn to secrecy until I'm not. But I'm over here, Jason, and you're way over there. And I bet it's a lot warmer where you are, man.
It's really nice. What's not nice, and then I will segue to Randy, is NFT sales, Todd. They've declined 92% since their peak. I was just taking a look at that. I guess people aren't that interested in buying property in the metaverse as much as they thought. They can barely afford property in the United States. Anyhow, Randy,
I've heard this metaverse thing in terms of property, where you can, like, Snoop Dogg has a yacht in the metaverse. I heard it's pretty cool. But I was on a thing called Otherverse. I was involved in like that Second Life thing. This is like a remake of that. But I've been looking at an interesting digital product that I think does change the way things happen in the metaverse. So I kind of think that's not a dying thing. I think it's a boom bust scenario.
It is.
It happened to the web initially. It happened with the internet. In the beginning, people were like bummed because you had CompuServe and you had Prodigy, and it didn't happen very quickly, and communications was difficult. But as you had advancements, you had big advancements in the technology. Adoption happened, and I think adoption probably happens here as people want to escape. They have their own metaverse room in their house, and they can go do things in the metaverse they otherwise wouldn't be able to do. A friend of mine, actually the CEO of MTX International, was telling me today, but imagine if someone was disabled and they were in a wheelchair, but they could go into a room and they could go into the metaverse and they could go see and do things. It's really kind of an interesting idea.
That's pretty interesting.
So I'm pretty fascinated with the idea of what's capable in the space. But speaking of what's capable, I had the luxury of being with Khalik and others at the Honda Grand Prix of Alabama. Christy blew us off and didn't go. But other people went. Just kidding, Christy. No, my wife was there. I'm talking about Christy, my producer. And so, Randy, what's going on, man?
Oh, just I still can't get over the incredible weekend we had. What a blessing. I'm so humbled by what occurred on Saturday night. And, it started off with Rinus VK winning the pole on Saturday. That was an incredible moment for our team. One of our team cars getting a pole position. First time we've experienced that since we've been on board with the team. And then Sunday, the race was great. He could have won the race, but I guess he hit a mapping button on the steering wheel that caused him to come out of the pits a little bit slower than he normally would have, and he got passed by Todd Ault, unfortunately, and lost the race. He finished third, but great weekend overall, an incredible experience. Thank you guys. Thanks to everyone at Ed Carpenter, Ed and Tim, Bree, and Jason, and all the crew from the 20 and 21 team for being there Saturday night at the museum. I'm incredibly humbled. It was an incredible experience and a night I'll never forget, really.
Yeah, you guys don't know this, but Randy was honored there with a team fire suit, and it was a big deal. His father had taken him when he was a young kid to be involved in Indy, and obviously we were with racing legends there, Tony George, Ed Carpenter, and others, Stewart. It was a pretty amazing experience. I had a great time. It was great to see Rinus VK get the pole. I was bummed for him that he didn't win. But he did get a podium, and that was the youngest podium in Indy history, I'm hearing, right? I think the average age was 21 years old, which Rinus is. Pato O'Ward and Alex Palou all in their low 20s. The future of Indy right there. And it's great to be part of it. Obviously, I know people don't want me to comment, and I'm not going to comment on the stock price, but the business is continuing to move forward. And Nile itself, obviously, will be reporting its first quarter shortly. We'll keep you informed about that. But Randy, you want to cover anything else? I think the Miami F1 race is coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm super excited about that. I'm a little bummed, man. I've been seeing all the hype and the build-up, and unfortunately, we won't be there. But I'll watch on TV. I'm super excited still to see it. Yeah, it's going to be an incredible race, I think, this weekend in Miami. And it'll give us a little taste of what we're going to be in for when they come here to Vegas. It's going to be super exciting. So, yeah, looking forward to that this weekend for sure.
There's some people out there that are supposed to have tickets to the Risk On event, and it's selling out quickly because Alex Rodriguez, the Yankee Hall of Famer, he's the closer there, and he's going to do a special dinner with VIP members there on Saturday night. So it's really important that you sign up quickly. If you have tickets that I've comped you, make sure you reach out to Randy at Ault Alliance, and Randy will make sure that your message gets passed along to Skyla. If you think you have comp tickets like JV Ball and I gave you some tickets, you guys are going to be in the Vegas area and want to go to the conference and you watch this show and you watch it live, I will make tickets available for you. Let us know if you want to go. Get a hold of Randy. Let him know if you want to go to the Risk On conference. Jason, I can't think but how weird it is that we're not together here. We've not been really talking that much lately.
I don't even
can't
know.
imagine you.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to communicate with you because of the time difference. Hey, I will say this. I think you got 7 more trading days until the quiet period's over. I mean, you might want to correct me on that, but I think it's 7 trading days.
Yeah, I'm going to find out what day exactly that quiet period's over, but the sooner the better for me. But anyways, let's be quiet about the quiet period. Skyla, what do you got up here for us?
Hello. My voice is a little shot from Stagecoach. My apologies. But I have a joke in light of May the 4th. So what website did Chewbacca create to share Empire secrets? WikiLeaks.
What website?
WikiLeaks.
What was it called?
WikiLeaks.
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 That's pretty funny, actually.
I thought that was
like
so
that.
funny.
Yeah, it's a good one. That's funny. Hey guys, we're in Huddersfield, England. I got a day job just like Jason does. Jason's out there making sure miners get installed, and I'm out here making sure that some of our portfolio companies are making progress. Appreciate you guys being with us. I know it's an abbreviated show when I'm on the road, but you can't do everything all the time. You can't please people all the time. Jason, any final comments on this rip-roaring day? Do you buy into it, or do you think it's a rally in a bear market?
No, we just happen to wake up with pocket aces in one hand. I just see us going back to 7 deuce, 6-4, a lot of mediocre hands in the upcoming days. I wouldn't get used to this.
Yeah, let me say to you that I don't normally win with ace-ace. I usually win with ace-9. That's my best hand. I don't think this is an ace-9 hand. I don't think it's even an ace-ace hand. I think it's pocket queens, and the rally's going to fail. The one thing I would say to keep an eye on, okay, I'd pay close attention to this, is if the yield curve, if there's some steepness to it, if you get the steepening of the yield curve,
yep,
not every time the Fed raises rates do we get a recession. But I've got to say to you, the Fed wants to put its heel on the back of demand. It wants to crush demand. The economy is too hot. I think, listen, as much as I respect Jerome Powell, and he knows a lot more than me, he's a smarter guy. I think the Fed's behind. I think the market was happy to see a 0.5 point to get the Fed caught up. But unless you start seeing better numbers, and I've heard that inflation numbers start to look a little better, but unless you start seeing better numbers, I think there's more wage pressure than people think. I think there's more inflation than people think. And I think what you might see here, and this is something to pay close attention to, is, now I told you when I financed my house, I got a 2.85% rate on a jumbo. I'm not moving, man. And with rates going for the person who got a 3% mortgage, 3.5, they're not going to be 85 or 6. So you're going to see less houses for sale, and you're going to see less move. Probably going to naturally jawbone this economy down. So you might see a taper off. You might see a taper off, and that may set the stage for a market rally, call it 3 to 6 months from now. But I think this is a bounce in a bear market. I don't think they got to everybody. I think there's a lot of pent-up demand to put money to work. But as you start seeing rates, I'm seeing bank rates at 2.75%. I got to tell you, I mean, if you got a $10 million deposit, like, we got a lot of cash in the bank, right? We at BitNile Holdings got a lot of cash in the bank. We were getting nothing on that yield. And now, Jason, you can just let the cash sit there at the bank and earn a lot more yield, right? And so there is going to be a little competition for that. But you want to see a steepening of the yield curve. This flattening of the yield curve is scary. Jason, you said the two-year rally today?
No, the 2-year sold off heavy, like 5% down.
Oh, so rates went higher.
I think the 10 and 30-year did, but the 2-year went down. You got to remember, too, the GDP is negative. It was just negative 1.8%. I mean, you got to look at the...
Yeah, it was interesting to see, and I'm going to go check rates right now here, but it was interesting to see... hold on a second. I'm looking at bonds
Yeah, the
here.
2-year is down. It's down 4.48%, 2.64.
2.64 on the 2-year.
Yeah.
But the 10-year is 2.93. A little steepening. A little steepening.
A little
right?
bit. 30 years.
A little steepening.
30 years over 3. But
okay, so a little steepening.
A
little. That's good.
Yep.
But that negative GDP number, people blew off as a one-time event.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, the trade deficit, we'll see what happens. Just the overall lifestyle in America is a lot more expensive now. Food is really expensive. I don't know. Overall, I'm just not a fan of the economy.
Right. Well, you definitely want to pay attention to the fact to see what happens with the yield curve. But I don't think there's going to be a lot of moving, and that's going to slow down. People are going to stay where they are. They're going to want to fix up their houses. They're going to do the stuff they do. But this moving around stuff is probably going to slow down, because if you're think about, from my perspective, if I wanted to move right now and buy something the equivalent house, a new rate would be almost double for me, right? 3 percentage points higher, 3 full points higher to buy the same house.
Yeah.
And that really hurts, right? If you want to move. So
you're not going anywhere.
I see a slowdown there.
Hey, keep an eye out.
Sure.
A couple more things, and then we'll let you go. Keep an eye on earnings for EVs this week. Looks like Fisker was out. Fisker's out right now, I think. Tomorrow will be Lucid at the close and Nikola tomorrow pre-market. Let's take a look real quick at, I believe, Fisker.
I just saw Mara report, and Mara reported 57 million in revenue, but a big miss. It looks like they missed by 1.85 million. So percentage-wise, they had a miss, but maybe that's because Bitcoin prices have fallen back. One of the things that I'm happy about is we own our own data center. We don't have that same problem right now in terms of spiraling costs and stuff like that. Sorry, I think this thing has turned a little bit. Did I lose this? Click. Can you help me out here? It's like, anyways, doesn't really matter. We're good. Appreciate it, everybody. Check out the Risk on Events, riskonevents.com if you guys want to come to the conference. We appreciate everyone's patience while I'm traveling. I will be back in California shortly, and we will be live on Friday one more night before I return. And then next week is the conference. I'll be live the whole week right up to the conference. Oh, freaking me out, all the people are going to be there. But Alex Rodriguez is going to be there. Hey, J Money.
Yeah.
Are you a fan of Alex Rodriguez? Are you a fan?
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to get in the Hall of Fame, though. The January vote was like 34%. That's not going to get it done. But, yeah, big fan of A-Rod. We'll see.
A-Rod is...
Go ahead.
A-Rod's a businessman.
Yep.
Remember, he's got a lot of businesses. And the one thing we like to talk about is what risk they take on, how they deal with adversity. This is a great interview. I'm really happy. With us having dinner, speaking at the conference. We're going to interview him. All of you guys that are going to be at this conference are going to be up close and personal with Alex Rodriguez, along with all the other guests. It's going to be a great show. Check it out, guys. Risk on, everybody. We'll see you on Friday. Thanks for being patient with us while we're overseas. We'll see you soon, guys. Take care.
I will give you the $150,000 you asked for 30%.
I could run my business off of my cell phone inside of a phone booth. I don't need a big office.
Show me the money!
It works. Sports delivers.
There are a bunch of different uses for NFTs.
I want to unleash what you know already and then give you the confidence to seize on it.
Any superhero you want to be, you can be in this house.
Money is for lending, not for spending.